Hi everybody. Today I'm going to be microneedling my eyes. And I'm also going to be going over my younger looking eye protocol. So I'll let you guys start coming on. I'm going to start getting my stuff all ready. Let's see, what do I need here? Hi everybody, hello, hello. I hope you guys are having a great Saturday. Oop, I'm a little crooked. Hi everybody. Okay, I'm going to be microneedling my eyes today. It's been 4 weeks. So I have no makeup on. I'm going to be microneedling my eyes, but I'm also going to be going over my younger looking eye protocol. It's kind of more of a guidebook that I'm going to be giving away on Monday for free. So you can DM me younger eyes, and on Monday or Tuesday, I'll get this to you through your DM. Okay, I'm going to start. Good morning, Nikki. Good morning. Somebody said, please help your daughter. She's okay. She's okay. I'm on top of my kids. Don't worry. Hello, hello. No, I do not microneedle every week. That would be really bad for your skin. I have a protocol here that I do all of my at-home skincare gadgets, and I only microneedle in a specific area once every 4 to 6 weeks. If you do it more than that, you could be causing more harm than good. I'm almost out of this hyaluronic acid, so I'm kind of like trying to get it in here. Okay, this is how I'm going to start. How do I have time to reply at all? That's a good question. A lot of my, some of the stuff is like an auto reply. If you've never spoke with me before through DMs, and you then give me the cue younger eyes, you will get this to your inbox, but it'll take till about Tuesday because I found a little bit of a typo, and I want to add also the Nira laser in there as an option, but I would not do it at the same time that you're going to microneedle. Okay, so I've got a little silicone cup here. Let me see if I can scoot you guys back a little bit, and I'm going to be microneedling underneath the eyes and on the upper eyelid. So this is honestly one of the best treatments that I've found to do at home to get rid of or to help to combat the fine lines and wrinkles around the eye area. Now, when I use it on my full face, you're also getting, collagen stimulation, you're getting a resurfacing, there's fine lines and wrinkles, skin tone and texture, melasma, discoloration. Dr. Pen is the device that I'm using. This is the Dr. Pen M8. It's kind of old school. This doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles. She can't answer all the messages. How often does she have to say that again? Okay, wait, I don't know. If I miss somebody's message, you guys, it just scrolls. Everything scrolls like this. So if I miss a question, it's really difficult to scroll back up, especially since I'm sterile. I started with a sterile eye. My device is sterile. I have a sterile cartridge on here. This is a 16 pen cartridge. So I'm going to put that on. If for those of you who are frustrated, if you try to reach out to me through DM, I try to get to them. That's why I did the whole subscription club, because it's difficult. Oh my gosh, I forgot I had this on. Sorry, this is my silicone chest patch. I forgot to put this on last night, and I woke up this morning and I had like the little vertical lines here, so I was wearing it a little bit this morning. Actually, that's fine. I'll just keep it on. I love this. I'm a side sleeper, so it kind of helps with all that. A 16 pen, that's somebody just said 16. Yes, this is a 16 pen cartridge. And I'm going to do around my eyes at a 0.25. So I'm going to dial this, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. I'm going to dial this to a 0.25. Now, when you're looking at this protocol, this is what one of the at-home devices that I love for fine lines and wrinkles. It's honestly one of the best at-home things that I've found for crow's feet, for the crepiness on the eyelid. And I'm just going to do a swirling technique. Guys, you see this rash on my forehead? This is all a rash. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what it was from. I don't know if it was from food last night. We went over to our neighbor's house, and I don't know if it was from, I had an allergic reaction to something that I ate last night, or if the dog, our new dog shampoo, like I had my head against him and I don't know if I'm having a reaction to that. So excuse the rash on my forehead. This isn't normally part of the show. Okay. So for those of you somebody had said, I don't answer the question in a DM, I get hundreds of DMs a day and it's really hard to get to all of them, which is why I opened up this subscription club. And then the subscription club, it's $4.99. You can ask me all the questions you want and then unsubscribe to it the next month. It's really easy. So I'm just gonna keep putting a little hyaluronic acid. I'm gonna do a few different passes. I'm at a 0.25 and my eye's gonna get super red here, you guys. Let me make sure I'm on the right setting. Yes, I'm on the right setting. So I'm gonna do a swirling technique out towards do you use red light after the microneedling? I absolutely do. I won't necessarily put on the mask. I've got the Omnilux red light therapy mask, but because that goes right up against your skin, I'll usually aim for my big panel that I have that you guys might have seen in my story this week. I'll do the red panel, and then tomorrow, if you guys look at my protocol, this is my weekly protocol. So I microneedle every Sunday. Today's Saturday because I just wanted to give you guys an idea because I'm doing the younger looking eyes thing. I wanted to show you guys and post this to my main feed. Normally my demos are on Sundays and I post them to my subscriber club, but I microneedle every Sunday and then I hit it with the red light therapy mask on Monday. I do a full body panel on Tuesday. And normally what I try to do is for the next 3 days is I'll just blast it with some red light therapy. Somebody says, hold on. Are you washing after you microneedle? No, I like to keep all of the hyaluronic acid on my face for as long as I possibly can. And I'll just keep applying and keep applying. I'm gonna go over here. And then after a couple hours, I'll rinse with cool water. And then I'll apply like a fine layer of Aquaphor. Do not use any of your retinoids tonight. I wouldn't use any vitamin C for the next morning. You want to do something does not have an active ingredient. So just something very plain and simple like a hyaluronic acid works great. Keep moisturizing that area with the hyaluronic acid, and after a couple of hours, I'll rinse it off and I'll put the fine layer of Aquaphor. That's all in my microneedling protocol. Let me see if I have that here so I can show you guys. I don't think I have one up here. But I have a microneedling protocol that shows you all the depths that you need, that I use anyways, for treating various parts of the face as well as various parts of the body. So you can get that from me right away by just DMing me microneedling protocol. And that'll give you all of the depths. I use this on my entire body, not entire body, but if you look at the protocol here, I do my face, my whole face, my neck, my chest, the back of my arms, my abdomen, the top of my knees. Those are my hands. Those are places that I like to treat on a monthly basis. So I put them all in a schedule here. You can get this protocol by just DMing me protocol. You can get the microneedling protocol by DMing me microneedling protocol. And the younger looking eyes that I'm working on right now that's going to be done by Monday. And in your DMs on Tuesday, you just DM younger eyes, okay? And this has everything. This, honestly, let me just do this really quickly. I'm just going to show you guys really quickly. I want to show you what I've been working on. So this shows you, depending on what you're wanting to treat. So fine lines and wrinkles, it gives you my top eye creams, microcurrent, which device I like for fine lines and wrinkles around the eyes. It gives you the silicone patches that I'll sometimes use around the eyes. And then it has the Dr. Pen. I'm going to add on here the Nira laser, which you would not use at the same time or in the same month that you're using a microneedling device. You absolutely can exhaust your skin and take a few steps backwards, which you don't want to do. I talk about in-office things that you can do. I also talk about eye bags and various treatments at home, as well as different creams and stuff. There's a lot of things that you can use. Gosh, I'm looking for my things that you can use to push out fluid when you have eye bags. I talk about surgical options, and then I go into dark circles. So all the different types of ways that our eyes show aging, I go over in the younger looking eyes protocol. So just know that skincare is not a one size fits all. Oh, David, thank you so much. Thank you. Skincare is not a one size fits all. Everybody has their own different concerns or not. And so the way that you treat those is very, very different. The way you treat fine lines and wrinkles is very different than eye bags, right? You can't just borrow your girlfriend's under eye cream unless you guys are treating the same types of concerns. Okay, so I'm at a 0.25. I'm at a speed of 1 because I like to, when I'm working around anatomy such as the eye or around the nose, faster is not better. The speed is just how quickly the needles are going into your skin. I probably should take off this silicone patch. Let me put it over here for now. And so that I like to have a little bit more control over. So I'm still doing a little circular technique here. All the way out to the hairline. You can do this in your hairline as well. Wow, I need my hair done. You can do this in your hairline as well. It helps to stimulate hair growth. Okay, I can see the questions now. I guess I can scroll back. Let me scroll back. I hate to do this because then I just have to wipe my hand with a little bit of the alcohol wipe, but let me see if I missed any questions. Okay, they're too far back. Okay, so if you have any questions, I can see it now. I'm doing, for those of you just joining, I'm doing microneedling around the eyes. I'm staying on the occipital bone. I'm using a Dr. Pen M8 with a 16 pin cartridge. I had somebody the other day in my subscription club say, I've done the whole treatment and it doesn't make it pink like yours. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. They were using a nano. They were using something that has over 42 pens in here. And I want you guys to think about it like this. The more pens is not better. The more pens means that think about it as like laying on a bed of nails. If the nails are densely packed, they're not going to allow you to perforate that skin. It's like laying on a bed of nails that's really dense, and the person who's laying on these, I don't know if you've seen these in like the Ripley's, believe it or not, but the person who's laying on it is not punctured because it's almost like a solid surface in a way. When you spread those needles out and you're looking now at a 16 pen cartridge, there's space enough between the needles that my skin can perforate in there. And that's what we want. That's going to give us a better treatment. Okay. Somebody asked, how often do you microneedle your eyes? Once every 4 weeks. It's usually around once every 4 to 6 weeks. Because, life happens, something comes up and I don't want to have the downtime. But it's usually once every 4 weeks. And that's all on the protocol. If you guys just DM me protocol, I'll give you the weekly schedule of how I fit in microcurrent, microneedling. I need this microneedling protocol. Yeah, just DM me microneedling protocol. That one I already have set and ready to go. That will be in your DMs today if you DM me microneedling protocol. The same with the protocol. If you DM me protocol, that will be in your DMs today. But if you DM me younger eyes, you gotta wait till Monday or Tuesday, because I'm gonna add one more thing into this, which is the Nira laser. And I have a couple of typos in this. So this will be ready Monday or Tuesday, the younger eyes. But in terms of fine lines and wrinkles, this is my #1 at-home device for fine lines and wrinkles. Yeah, Fraser, who is that? Fraser 7021. When we get off of here, then you can DM me directly. Okay, hold on. Or you can put it in the comment section when I post this. When you move in circles without lifting, are you dragging the needles? No, that's why we're using the hyaluronic acid. I don't have a particular hyaluronic acid that I think, this is better than anything else. You just want a pure hyaluronic acid, and that creates a slip so that the device just glides over evenly. It's not, you see it's not tugging on my skin at all. It's gliding over evenly. You could, if you don't want to use any sort of, hyaluronic acid, you could on dry skin do a stamping technique where you're lifting it up. So that was actually a great question, Fraser. I forgot the number after that. But when you're doing a stamping technique, you don't need the hyaluronic acid. You just lift the device up. Okay? But I'm back over here. Okay. I love this for the crepey eyelid because, what you're doing with this is you're creating those microtraumas. So when we get to a certain age and we start, which is mid-20s, and our collagen production goes down, this is tricking your body into producing its own collagen and elastin. And the way that it's doing that is it's creating these microtraumas in the skin that calls on your own body to then come to the rescue and produce collagen and elastin. That's why we need some downtime after this. So you don't want to do a microneedling type of treatment and then hit it the next day or the next week with a Nero laser, because you're still building that collagen. There is such a thing as exhausting the skin. Hyaluronic acid doesn't irritate the skin if you use it every day. It doesn't, because it's found naturally in the skin. Hyaluronic acid is found naturally inside our skin. And so that's why I like to use, if I'm creating a trauma and I'm ablating that epidermis of the skin, which is the outer layer, when I'm doing that, if you're using any sort of creams or anything around the eyes that are scented or that don't occur naturally in the body, you're increasing your risk of irritation and thus, infection, honestly. So we need to make sure that we're being safe with this, which is why I like to use a hyaluronic acid. A clear hyaluronic can't irritate the skin. That's right. If it's just pure, it won't irritate the skin because it's found naturally in our skin. Okay. Now, to get up close and personal. My gosh, I can't believe I have this rash on my forehead. I took 2 Benadryl last night, so I'm a little groggy. But yeah, I don't know what it's from. I have to figure that out. So I can get right underneath this, underneath the eye, if I'm staying on that occipital bone. So if I feel with my nail, my occipital bone it's right here at the edge and right underneath here. So I can go this close to my eye. Now that's why I keep it on a CO2 laser for under eye wrinkles. Yeah, it's in here. I do talk about CO2 laser for under eye wrinkles as well. I love a CO2 laser. If you're doing it in office, a CO2 laser, what that is it uses light energy and it ends up going to the areas that have it's attracted to the water in your skin, basically. And so it's attracted to the water in the skin, the light is, and so it evaporates and ablates the top layer of the skin. So it's really effective. There is downtime with that. It is painful, but I do with my younger looking eye protocol, I do talk about the in-office options as well, and CO2 laser and Fraxel lasers, which is a little bit less intense, are some of the great in-office treatments that you can do. Now at home, I have felt, I'm 55 years old. I've been doing this a long time. And I've been obsessed with skincare for a long time. What I have found is that when you do things consistently at home, I have found better results than if I'm going into in-office procedures or laser treatments or things like that I can only really do, a few times a year. If you've got money to burn, you can do them a few times a year. But that's expensive. It's expensive and there's a lot of downtime. So I've found that I'm getting just as good of results, if not better results, doing less treatments, lesser in terms of the depth of the treatments at home than I am in office. Now, that doesn't mean that there are not some great in-office treatments. There are. And if I had money to burn, would I be going in, once a year to get a CO2 laser? Maybe. Maybe, but I've just found that this works really, really well. Now I'm going to go on the top eyelid. I'm going to pull this up because I want to stay on the occipital bone. So if I touch here, this is all bone. So I can pull this up and go right on that bone, which is going to help stimulate collagen and elastin and tighten the skin on an upper eyelid, which gets crepey as we age. So the parts of the skin, parts of the face that really show the age in terms of fine lines and wrinkles are the parts of our skin that are thinner. So around the eye, because that moves a lot. So this part around the eye has thinner skin than on your cheek. In addition, like sometimes the parts around your mouth get a little bit more fine lines and wrinkles. And I found that this device works wonders for that. You guys, thank you so much for being here. If you guys are, or if you know people that you think like, gosh, I wish I want to share that video, just hit that little arrow, the little send button down there, and you can invite people to come on here and see what's going on. Again, this microneedling depth is a 0.25 millimeter. I'm with a 16 pen cartridge. Now, if I look, I can see I've got some white here. I want to go on this part of my eye as well. And all of this is in the microneedling protocol. So you can DM me microneedling and I'll get you the microneedling protocol. That's absolutely free. You don't have to do anything for that. And for the protocol that shows you my weekly schedule, that one you just have to sign up for. Oh, be so blessed. Thank you for the badge. That's so nice. Somebody said, thank you, be so blessed. Somebody said, I agree. Microneedling is the best and most affordable. I use hyaluronic gel mixed with retinol. The results are good. You know what? I wouldn't recommend mixing it with retinol. Have I done that before? Absolutely. I do it on my abdomen sometimes. Around the eye area, you're going to look at a much longer downtime and potentially a lot more irritation. So you have to kind of weigh that out with, if you're going to ablate the skin and add an active ingredient like a retinol in that, could you be causing more inflammation in the area for that extended period of time that could kind of lessen those results that you're getting? The channels that are created with this don't stay open for long. So if you're going to do this and then do it over the top, you're just going to irritate the area. If you're mixing it in with the hyaluronic acid, I know a lot of people that do that and have great results with that. But if you're just starting out, you haven't done a lot with this machine, I really suggest you just stick with the pure hyaluronic acid. For those of you who are been doing this a long time and you've tested this out with various degrees of a retinoid mixed in with a hyaluronic acid and you've had great results, good for you. I have had great results with that on my abdomen. I just don't do that around my eyes or on my face because I want to heal as quickly as I can. Oh, Grana 3DF, thank you so much for the badge. That's so sweet. Okay, so I can look right here and know that I've still got some treatment left to do. I like to kind of take some time and stand back, and you can see the areas that are white. Those are the areas that I have not gotten to. So when I'm here next to the nose, on the bridge of the nose, in the corner of that eye, I like to do a stamping technique because there's not a lot of space to swirl. So I get right in there and I'll stamp. When you stamp it, don't go like this. That's not doing a lot. You want to stamp, okay? You want the time for the needles to go in. Let me take a little sip of my mushroom coffee here. Hold on. I need to refuel. I can't believe I have a rash on my forehead. So disturbing. Okay. Hi, everybody. Okay. Let's see. Let me get right in here. I'm going to be on here live again tomorrow at 11. Maybe I'll go over some red light therapy. Maybe I'll do some red light therapy tomorrow. You guys can see how this is healed, and I'll blast it with a red light therapy mask, and I'll talk about red light therapy and what you need to look for in a mask or in a device, because you can't just shine red light on something and call it red light therapy. A lot of people are wasting their money on devices, at-home devices, that just don't work. In fact, I just kind of looked at, I get sent devices all the time. Hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? In my subscription club. And some of them, like, you need to make sure that it's the right wavelength or else you're just wasting your money. So I'm going to go over that all tomorrow on tomorrow's live, and tomorrow's live will be posted to the subscription club. Okay, I think I want to move to the other eye. I kind of want to get up here, but I don't want to freak you guys out. I'm going to do it. Okay. I'm still on that occipital bone. Let me put a little bit more hyaluronic acid. Now, if you're doing this in office, they would never, somebody just said, when you cross to the next eye, I'm afraid to overdo this eye. Yeah, I know. If somebody's microneedling along with me, stop right now. Okay, you can move, we're gonna move to the other eye, but I wanna get right here. Don't follow me. Okay, hold on. I can just tell right here, I can get a little closer if I pull this down. So I'm gonna pull this down. This is not very attractive, you guys. It's like a zombie eye. But I'm gonna get right here and stay on that occipital bone. I'm gonna do just little stamps. Stamp, stamp, stamp. You see how I'm not going boom? I'm leaving it there for a second. Leave it there. Leave it there. And I want this whole area not to be bleeding, to be pink. And I think I just achieved that. You could do this in your eyebrows as well. You could do it in your eyebrows as well. It helps with eyebrow growth. It does. It stimulates. Anytime that you're stimulating that area, you're waking up all of those stem cells, everything to start. Sorry, totally just like, wait a second. I'm doing too many things at one time. Let me turn this off. Okay, putting that down. I'm moving on to the other eye. Anytime that you are microneedling, even in your hair, I don't use this on my hairline, but I do use this. And for those of you who are afraid to try a device, a device that's like on a charger and is kind of a little scary to start, you can start with something like this, which is just a stamper. So this is the Dr. Pen stamper. And you can get a good result with this. It won't turn out like this. This is a good treatment over here that's going to take a couple of days to kind of stimulate that collagen and come to the rescue. And it's going to take a couple of days to heal. This will not take as long and it's not as intense. And you just press. This is a stamper. It's a microneedling stamper. So you can dial this up. This dials from 0 all the way up to a 3.0. I would not do this. Do not do a 3.0 next to your eye. But you can dial this to a 0.25. You won't be able to feel this. I would go to a 0.5 or even a 1.0 on a stamper. You see how you can do it a little bit deeper? Because it's not going like this like crazy, but this is just a 1.0 with a stamper. And then this, you can stamp right through your eyebrow. I don't like doing something like this through the eyebrow. I just feel like it's a little too intense and I don't want to cause any damage to the hair, to the actual hair. But it does stimulate hair growth. So you can do this right through your scalp as well. If you guys missed that live I did on hair loss, make sure you check that out because I do talk about microneedling into the hairline for hair growth. I got a good treatment on this eye. Okay, we're moving on. For those of you who have your microneedling device on you and you're ready to move to the next eye, that's what we're doing. So I'm just putting all these little silicone cups. You guys are on my Amazon store. Somebody just asked about a silicone cup earlier. I think I missed a question about it. They're on my Amazon store and that link is in the bio. You'll see the little Amazon icon and the Dr. Pen M8 is in there as well. It's in the Amazon store. Okay, moving on to the next eye. I'm at a 0.25. I'm gonna do a swirling technique out here. So as I'm doing this, you guys, just to recap, if you want the microneedling protocol, just DM me microneedling. Or you can put it in the comments when I put this on my main feed. Put it in the comments, microneedling. I'll send you the microneedling protocol. If you want the protocol, the weekly protocol that shows you how do you spend 30 minutes a day on your skin. If we can spend 30 minutes in the gym, we can spend 30 minutes on our skin. It is our largest organ. Okay, let's see. How often do you get stem cell transplants for fat transfer? No. The last time I did a fat transfer was 6 years ago. 6 years ago. So that's not, yeah. It lasts. It really lasts. So that was the last time that I did that. And I don't know, I don't feel like I need any. I don't need it right now. Cheeks are still up there. I mean, I could use a little in the temples. When we age, you guys, we lose fat. Hold on. When we age, we lose fat in the temples. We lose fat on the cheeks. And then everything kind of drops down. So you'll get the jowly area. The jowly area is not a loss of fat or volume here. Do not let anybody inject you here. That's not where we lose volume. If you're having a jowly situation, you've lost volume up above. Up above is where you've lost the volume. Does that make sense? I don't know why I got off on that tangent. Well, one of the tricks in this younger looking eyes thing is to go in for a little bit of filler in the tear trough. So if you've got like a dark circle or an eye bag and you've lost fat here. So we lose fat here in our cheeks and sometimes in the tear trough. Those are the areas that we lose fat. So for some people, it's beneficial for them to put a tiny drop, to go into a professional, put a tiny drop of filler in that tear trough if this is sunken in. If this is sunken in, it will add to the look of that eye bag and could even give you a shadow for a dark circle. All of that's in the younger eyes protocol. So I go over all of that. Okay. Do a little bit more. I need to get some more hyaluronic acid. I'm running low, but luckily I'm just doing the eyes today. Okay. All right. Dr. Pen, I'm at a 16 pen cartridge. I'm at a 0.25. I'm doing a swirling technique on a speed of 1. All the different speeds that I use are in the microneedling protocol on different body parts, because you switch the depth of the needle and you switch the speed depending on how thick your skin is. So I wouldn't do the same depth around my eyes as I would on this meatier part of my cheek. Does that make sense? I would do the same depth here as I do on my neck, because this is very thin skin. I think my neck and chest are due also. If I didn't have this rash on my forehead today, I would have done my whole face because it's been 4 weeks. But we're just doing the eyes today. Okay, so I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to stay on that occipital bone. I'm going to do a stamping technique. Woo! I had a client the other day that said they microneedled for the first time, and they're like, I can't believe I didn't use numbing cream. It doesn't, you guys, it hurts a little bit, but you get totally used to it. And I've just found that when I use numbing cream, I tear my skin up. Like I go to town because I can't feel it. And then my recovery is just so much longer. Shoot, I hope nobody calls me. I forgot to put my phone on silent. Okay, this whole tutorial on the eyes is going to be posted to the main feed afterwards, and that's where you guys can direct message me and just say microneedling protocol or, microneedling protocol or protocol, or you can put younger eyes. Just know I won't get to it until Tuesday because I want to add something in here that I think is important. The thing that I wanted to add was the near laser, because I started my husband on this and I'm doing a 90-day trial on one of my hands. But I wanted to add this because a lot of people have great success with the near laser around the eye. It's a laser, also it targets the water in the skin, just like a CO2 laser. It targets the water in the skin and evaporates kind of that water and heats the dermis up. So that's why this is like a great at-home laser device for around the eyes. But you cannot use it when you're doing microneedling. And so I've found that I like the microneedling better. I'm testing this out on my husband. and he's really loving that. So I wanted to add that to the protocol. I mean, not to the protocol, but for the options, right? On this document that gives you all the options depending on what your concerns are. I wanted to add it. I wanted to add the NeuroLaser as an option on if you take months and months off of this microneedling, you can add this. So I wouldn't do a NeuroLaser for 6 weeks after I've done a treatment around my eyes, because you want that collagen. You want to get all of the benefit of creating those microtraumas. You want to get all of that benefit of the collagen prior to blasting it again. Does that make sense? For people that think like, oh, this isn't that bad, it doesn't hurt that much, we can just do this all the time, you're going to exhaust your skin and you're going to cause more harm than good. So it's very strategic the way that I incorporate all these things, and it might be on a little bit on the conservative side for some of the more out there people on social media that are doing these things at home, but this is a way that I feel is the safest way and the most effective way. It's not always bigger, better, more is better. It's not. You can exhaust your skin and cause more harm than good. So we're doing this in a strategic way. I'm at a 0.25. We're doing this in a strategic way that really addresses the health of your skin, right? This is the health of your skin. Believe it or not, it is, because we start reducing the amount of collagen that we make in our 20s. And so this is literally tricking your skin into thinking there's a trauma there. I need to come to the rescue and build that back up. That's what we're doing. We're tricking our skin. Okay, let me get out here. Also, you guys, if there's anything that you want to see in these lives, I'm live every Saturday and Sunday. If there's anything that you want to see, please, I'm open to suggestions. Not here because I'm not going to be able to read all of these, but DM me afterwards. Is it okay if you use Nira around the eyes? If you only microneedle the rest of the face and not the eyes? Yes, but again, it's all about the timing. So if you decide you want to try the NeuroLaser, I would take 6 weeks. I would do your treatment on your eyes and your face. I would take 6 weeks off from around your eyes, and then you can microneedle your face and start doing the NeuroLaser around the eyes if it's something that you want to try. But the NeuroLaser is like an everyday. So it's a lot more commitment than doing a once a month microneedling treatment. That NeuroLaser, they say you should use every day, and my husband, you can use it up to twice a day, and my husband is now using it twice a day. I'm using it on my hand because I'm trying to do let me put this down for a second. I'm trying to do a comparison of microneedling one hand and doing the NeuroLaser on the other. So I'm doing a 90-day trial. So in that time, I will have microneedled. My hand's a little dry. I will have microneedled my hand twice, and I will be doing the NeuroLaser every day. And I'm going to see which one is better, because, I mean, that's a great way to test it, right? It's thin skin, so it's the same kind of skin that is around the eyes. We don't secrete any fluid here. We don't secrete fluid here. We don't secrete fluid on the back of our hands. So this skin is very similar, which is why I test a lot of things on my hand. Okay, let's see. Get that little goop stuff off. Do you wear makeup after doing it? I don't, but tomorrow morning, if I can handle it, if I'm not doing anything, I'll just put a hyaluronic acid on, a little bit of Aquaphor, and I'll keep it kind of lightly coated. Otherwise, tomorrow, you're gonna be shocked when you see me tomorrow morning. If you're on this live tomorrow morning at 11, you'll be shocked because this redness is gonna be gone. And I will use I could use, which I won't tomorrow because it's Sunday, but I would use like a tinted sunscreen over my entire face. So you can wear makeup. There's no reason why you can't microneedle on Sunday and put on a tinted sunscreen or makeup and go to work on Monday. You absolutely can do that. You might have a little bit of stuff, but you're going to see tomorrow morning. Does it swell up? It doesn't. I mean, there's probably some micro swelling that I'm not noticing, but I don't get, oh, just got on. We'll have to hit replay. Perfectly fine. I'm going to post this to my main feed afterwards. There might be some microscopic swelling that I'm not aware of that, you know, it's not going to make my eyes swell up. This is as swollen as my eye is going to get. So when I get off of here, fast forward a couple hours, it's not going to get worse. It's going to get much, much better. So remember, this is micro traumas. And although it's making my skin pink, it's not bleeding. And so it heals really, really quickly. But I have to say, in the microneedling protocol, really pay attention to the aftercare, because the aftercare is super important. Do you avoid your cheeks? What if you have a small scar on your cheek? This helps with scars. In fact, I'm working on some of these farm girl scars with the Dr. Pen. So it actually helps with scars. It depends on how old your scar is, but it actually helps with scars. I do not avoid my cheeks here. I avoid my cheeks with radio frequency. So radio frequency heats up the skin, and you always have a potential, if you heat up the skin, to make your melasma worse, and you have a potential when you heat up the skin to cause a little bit of fat disruption. So I avoid my cheeks when I'm doing radio frequency. I do not avoid them when I'm doing microneedling. Normally, somebody just asked, what about the cheeks? So normally when I would microneedle, I microneedle my whole face. I'm not doing that today because I've got a rash on my forehead. So anytime you've got any sort of irritation, you do not want to microneedle over the top of that, okay? This is the Dr. Pen M8. It's just an old school microneedling device. It's on my Amazon store. Let me see what else. Why wouldn't you microneedle every 4 weeks instead of once a week? You microneedle each body part once every 4 weeks. So I microneedle typically every Sunday. I'm doing this Saturday for you guys because I wanted to show you the younger eyes protocol thing that I'm working on. But I normally microneedle every Sunday, and every Sunday I pick a different body part. So it could be face, it could be abdomen, it could be neck and chest, it could be knees, it could be hands. And so in doing a different body part every Sunday, at least I know I'm microneedling once a week, but I'm only getting back to that same body part every 4 to 6 weeks. And that's like what you need. You need a 4 to 6 week downtime for all of that collagen and all that collagen and elastin to be stimulated and to be, you know, made back to where it's like, okay, I'm starting from ground zero again. And that takes 4 to 6 weeks. What do you put on topically afterwards? It's in the microneedling protocol, but what I use is I'll just keep doing a hyaluronic acid. I'll keep coating it for a little while, and then I'll put a very fine layer of Aquaphor. You could use a Vaseline. I like Aquaphor. Do not put anything scented on this, okay? So if you're using a moisturizer afterwards, no scent, no retinoids, no vitamin C, nothing that's active, nothing that's gonna irritate the skin. So that's why I like just a plain hyaluronic acid for the next couple of hours. I'll rinse it off and I'll put Aquaphor, which is a healing ointment on top of it. Not all healing ointments are going to be good for this, because some healing ointments have stuff that's going to irritate your skin. If it's scented at all, don't use it. I missed a very long question up here. Let me see. I have a hollow left eye that makes my wrinkles so bad under that eye. I went to 2 estheticians to discuss fillers and both said no. Will microneedling around the eyes? Yeah, microneedling around the eyes will help with all of it. It will help with bags because you're lymphatically draining. It will help, and you're stimulating that collagen. It will help to fill in slightly. It's going to take some time in that loss of fat there. There's a reason why people are telling you no. If somebody's telling you don't put filler right here and you've gone to 2 different doctors, listen, don't find the doctor that's going to do it. If 2 doctors have said no, if you're not a candidate for that, either you're not losing enough fat there, or they think that the filler is going to show, because the skin right there is so fine. So my suggestion, thicken up the skin with some microneedling and some retinoids, different time, but I do have, when you're looking at fine lines and wrinkles, retinoids, let me get over here. When you're looking at fine lines and wrinkles, retinoids, I'm going to give you my top eye creams. There'll be a link to my top eye creams, and retinoids are the thing that you want to use for fine lines and wrinkles. When you're looking at eye bags, you want to use a caffeine solution, which this one is my favorite by The Ordinary. This is a caffeine solution that helps with the eye bags because it constricts the blood vessels, and so it shrinks those eye bags. And if you're looking at dark circles, you want to look for something that has a vitamin C or a niacinamide, something that brightens the area. So that's all in here. But this one, my issue is more of the fine lines and wrinkles, and this Dr. Pen is my favorite at-home treatment for that. What needles are you using? I'm using a 16 pen cartridge on a speed of 1 at a 0.25. Okay, I'm gonna get in here. Okay, if I do in circles or different pin, I'm not sure what that means. If I do in circles, if you've got a different model of this and you want to do the swirling technique like this, it should still be fine. You just need to create a slip with a hyaluronic acid. So that's what I do is I coat it with the hyaluronic acid so that the device glides evenly. When can you start using actives after microneedling, please? It's on the protocol. So I don't put any, the next morning, so if I microneedle on a Sunday, the next morning I don't do any actives. I have no vitamin C. I don't do any actives that night. I wait until I get on to Tuesday, but that's because I heal really fast because I double up on my collagen. So if you want the link to the collagen that I use, DM me collagen, I'll get you that link. But I blast it with red light, which is on the protocol, red light, red light, red light. And I tend to do it throughout this week when I'm doing microneedling on my face. But on the protocol, I have red light. I have a full body panel of red light. I have back to red light here. You could add the red light on Wednesday as well with the radio frequency. But this is, I don't tend to get back to a retinoid until 2 nights later. 2 nights later is when I get back. But it really depends on how quickly you heal. If you're putting something on and it stings, take it off. That means you're not healed enough to do that. So if you're putting on if you normally microneedle and you're putting on a vitamin C serum in the morning, which is part of my ultimate skincare guide, is to put on the vitamin C in the morning, not after you microneedle. You don't want to have those actives in skin that is broken, which is why I'm not even microneedling over my rash today. I'm only doing my eyes. So you want to be very careful of what is the integrity of your skin prior to you doing anything, prior to you adding a skincare, prior to you doing any other sort of treatment. What is the integrity of your skin? If your skin is broken or still healing, you want to let it do that. You want to let it do its job without messing that up. Does that make sense, everybody? More is not always more. Okay, I'm going to get up here and I'm going to do a stamping technique. If I get close, you can see I've got like a little tiny drop of, blood there. But this treatment, see, in comparison, I got a better treatment over here. So that's why sometimes it's nice to kind of stand back and wait a second and see how deep you've gone. I generally do 3 passes of everything. So I need to do 3 passes on this upper eye, and I don't think I've gotten there yet. I'm going to do a stamping technique now. So I'm going to stamp. You don't have to press hard. You just let the device do its work, but you don't stamp like this, right? You stamp, hold, stamp, hold. I'm going to get right in here. For those of you just joining, I'm doing microneedling around the eyes. I'm going to pull this down. I'm going to get right in here. I have to stay on that occipital bone. Somebody just asked a question. I don't know what that meant. One of you talk to you. I don't know what that means. Okay. So I'm stamping right here, staying on that bone. And your bone goes right out here to the edge, obviously not on your eyeliner, but if you feel where your bone is, if you stay on that occipital bone, you can get pretty close to the edge of your eye safely, because I'm not pressing down on my eyeball socket. I'm staying on that occipital bone around the edge. Okay, we're getting close here. We're getting close. I'll be here tomorrow. You guys can see the difference. I wish somebody could take a screenshot right now. I don't want to mess up with my phone. But if somebody wants to take a screenshot, and then we'll see it. We'll see tomorrow how it compares. It's going to be a lot less red. Okay, I'm going to pull this down. Sorry, you guys can't see my eyeball. That's not pretty. Okay, I'm going to go right up here again. I think I'm getting pretty good. I think it's getting pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna stamp now in my eyebrow and then answer any questions, and I think I'm done. Whew, okay, so my post-care, here's what I'm gonna do, you guys. Do not save this. Do not reuse it. This is why we use devices like this. Twist it off, throw it away. Next time when I want to use something, when I want to do it again, I've got a clean, sterile set of needles. Okay, let's see if I missed anything. If you guys have any questions, you can ask me now. I'm just going to recap a little bit, have a little bit of coffee. Whoa, I look like a raccoon. I know I got a good treatment though, and it's not as painful as you think. One of my clients just said that. She's like, I can't believe I didn't use numbing cream. You guys, you don't need it. We're tough. No pain, no gain, right? It doesn't hurt as much as you think. I only did a 0.25 millimeter. Very, very superficial. When I'm doing out here, I'm doing like a 1 to sometimes a 1.5, but mostly like a 1. You could, when you start out with this, if you have my microneedling protocol, if you don't have that, you can just DM me microneedling protocol. But if you have my microneedling protocol and you look at those links that I'm doing on my face, I always suggest for first timers, do your whole face with a 0.25. Get used to the device first. You don't need to do a 1.0 or 1.5 anywhere on your face if you're just getting started. What if the skin doesn't get so red? Increase depth. If the skin doesn't get, if you're doing a 16 pin and you've done 3 passes at it and it's not this red, then you can go a deeper, your skin is thicker than mine and you can go a little bit deeper. But I'm gonna tell you a mistake that a lot of people make. They open up these devices, they put on any of these, and then they'll do a whole treatment and say like, why isn't my skin getting red? You're using the nano, which has got so many needles in it, it's not puncturing the skin. Even if you use like a 42 pin, if you use a 42 pin cartridge, you're not going to get as good a treatment as you do if you use a 16 pin or even an 11. So of this whole options of cartridges, the one that's going to be the most intense is the 11 and the 16. The one that's going to be more superficial and really just bouncing off of the skin, think about the bed of nails, remember? It's going to be bouncing off the skin is the nano. So if you're just looking to kind of press product in, you'd use the nano, but it's not going to puncture the skin. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I think it does. Okay, I missed a question here. How often is the best protocol for microneedling? Once a month? Once, depending on how quickly you heal. I heal so quick because the collagen I'm on, and also I blast it with red light therapy, and I'm smart about it. I'm not adding any actives. So for the person who said they add retinoids with that, just know your healing time is going to be extended. Not a problem, but your healing time is going to be extended. So I tend to, because I heal so quickly, I aim for every 4 weeks. Life happens, and it usually ends up every 5 weeks. But sometimes it's 4 weeks. This has been 4 weeks, but I'm not doing my forehead because I've got that rash. But today I should have done my whole face. I'm going to probably hit this next week. I bought the M8, but with 32 pin cartridges, can I use those around the eyes? You can, just know, listen, you can use those on what I would do with the 32 is if you want to get rid of it, use it around the eyes, use it with your skincare products because it's not going to really puncture like a 16 pin. It's not going to puncture like a 16 pin. So if you want to get rid of your 32, you can use it around the eyes. You can use it on your hands. You can use it to get used to the device. That's what I would do. I'd use it to get used to the device, still wait the 4 weeks, and then come over it again with a less dense needle cartridge. Okay, we're getting close. I'm almost done. All right. So what I would do now is I'm just gonna keep, I literally will carry this around with me. This is the aftercare. Carry around your hyaluronic acid, continue to apply because it's gonna get a little dried out. You'll feel your skin a little, not stingy, but it'll feel tight and a little dry. So just carry this around for a couple of hours, continue to apply, and then I'll rinse this off and apply a small layer of the Aquaphor. So that's what I'm doing next in the next couple of hours. If you guys want to DM me the protocol, if you want the protocol, DM me protocol. If you want the microneedling protocol that shows you the depths and the speeds and all of that I'm doing using the Dr. Pen, DM me microneedling. And if you want the younger eyes protocol, which gives you everything, at-home devices, it gives you creams, it gives you in-office procedures, it gives you, everything that you need on various types of concerns. So not all concerns have the same treatment. So this gives you all of that. You can DM me younger eyes, but I won't be able to reply to that until like Monday or Tuesday. So, okay, you guys, I will be here tomorrow at 11 a.m. We're gonna talk red light therapy. You'll see how I heal. And yeah, we can go over any questions then. All right, have a great rest of your day, you guys. Bye.